Alright guys, so quick one today. We're going to be looking at sidechain compression. If you make EDM and like just anything in that sort of world of electronic dance music, I found that sidechain compression seems to be a thing that people stumble across quite early on, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to cover it here in this video today. You can use sidechain compression for mixing purposes, and you can also use it for far more creative purposes. The most common use of it in a mixdown purpose is probably with the kick drum and your bass relationship. Because these two things often cross over in the same frequency space, you're going to have to do some work to allow them to make room for each other so they don't muddy up your mix. You can obviously do some of this with an EQ, but a technique that a lot of people like to use is also sidechain compression, which we're going to have a look at now. We're going to do that first. So here is like the bass. It's like a Reese thing from Serum, and then a kick drum. And what we want to do is make that bass duck ever so slightly every time the kick drum hits, just to allow the kick drum more room to breathe through the mix. Not that this is mixed really, this is something I just cooked up in 5 minutes as an example. It's awful, but let's excuse that. Right, compressor. That's already done there. Right, so we add a compressor. Then on the compressor, in the top right hand corner of the plugin, you've got sidechain and then it says internal. I go down to insert, change that to my kicks. Bring my attack right down and probably leave the release around where it is. Ratio around 1:4. Let's just see what that does. I like to switch to the graph view on here most of the time because I just find it easier to see what I'm doing that way. So that's using it in a sort of clinical mixdown sense. Then let's have a go at using it for something more creative. So here I have a pad that I can add to this. So we get a compressor open on it. Again, top right hand corner, sidechain to the kick. So we're putting both the bass and the kick and the pad sidechain to the kick now. But with this pad, I'm going to use much more extreme settings to get more of that pumping effect, which is common in like trance and techno. Lots of dance music, especially a lot of modern EDM styles use this. So I'm going to bring my attack down to 0. I'm going to put quite a high release time, around 350. Ratio, I'm going to pump like right up to like almost 6, around 6. Threshold, going to bring that right down here to like 40, and let's see what that's doing. Hopefully you can hear that and sort of the effect that you can get out of it, which, yeah, doing it that extremely is very much a creative thing, but it is still going to help your mix down because you're always going to be like allowing room for that kick to come through. So you don't have to just sidechain things to the kick. You can sidechain anything to anything. That's the beauty of sidechaining. So you can use it creatively, or you can use it, like I say, creatively to make other channels in your track react to other channels in your track, if that makes sense. So hopefully you understand sidechain compression now, and hopefully that's useful. And if you did find it useful, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.